Before my mother died, she gave me a key and one warning. If anyone comes looking for this, don't trust even your brother. At the time, I thought she was confused. She was weak, sick, and barely able to speak, so I didn't think much about it. But 3 days after her funeral, someone broke into my house, and they weren't looking for money. They weren't looking for jewelry. They were looking for that key. My name is Emily. A few years ago, my mother became seriously ill. The doctors tried everything, but deep down, we all knew she didn't have much time left. I visited her every day. So did my older brother, David. At least, that's what I thought. One afternoon, while I was sitting beside her hospital bed, she asked everyone to leave the room, even David. That surprised me, because my mother and brother had always been close. When the door closed, she reached into her purse. Her hands were shaking, and she pulled out a small brass key. She pressed it into my hand. Then she looked directly at me, a look I'll never forget. And that's when she gave me the warning from the beginning of this story. Don't trust your brother? I stared at her, completely confused. I asked her what she meant, but she refused to explain. Instead, she simply told me to keep the key safe and never tell anyone about it, especially David. At the time, I thought the medication was affecting her thinking, so I promised her, but I didn't take it seriously. 3 days later, my mother passed away, and everything changed. The funeral was difficult. Friends, family, neighbors, everyone came. David seemed heartbroken. He organized everything, helped everyone, comforted me. Honestly, he was the one keeping the family together. Looking back now, that's what makes everything harder. 3 days after the funeral, I woke up around 2 in the morning. At first, I wasn't sure what had woken me. Then I heard it. A drawer opening downstairs, then another. My heart immediately started racing. I grabbed my phone and listened. Footsteps. Slow footsteps moving through my house. I locked my bedroom door and called 911. By the time the police arrived, the intruder was gone, but something didn't make sense. Nothing valuable was missing. Not the cash, not my laptop, not my jewelry. Nothing. Yet several places had been searched: my closet, my office, my mother's old desk. And then I noticed something. The small wooden box where I hid the key had been moved. That's when my mother's warning came rushing back. The next morning, I took out the envelope my mother had given me. I wanted answers. As I turned it over, something caught my eye. Tiny writing, almost invisible, written on the back. My stomach dropped. It said, "If someone comes looking for this, do not trust even your brother." The exact same warning, only now. It felt much more serious. Then my phone buzzed. A text message from David. Just 4 words. "Do you still have it?" I froze because I had never told him about the key, not once. So how did he know it existed? For the next few days, I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I started digging through my mother's paperwork, old files, bank statements, tax records, anything that might explain the key. Then I found it, a payment receipt for a safety deposit box. I found another, then another. The payments stretched back decades, almost 27 years. My hands started shaking. What could she have been hiding for 27 years? I contacted the bank. After several days, they confirmed the box still existed, and because I was listed as the beneficiary, I could access it. Meanwhile, David became increasingly nervous. He called constantly, sent messages every day, and even showed up at my house unexpectedly. He kept asking about the key over and over. That's when I realized something. David wasn't curious, he was scared. A week later, I went to the bank. The employee led me into a private room, then placed the safety deposit box in front of me. 27 years of secrets. Sitting on a table, I unlocked it and slowly opened the lid. Inside were dozens of documents, old photographs, letters, financial records, and one sealed envelope with my mother's handwriting. I opened it first. The letter explained everything. Years earlier, my father had owned a business. David worked with him. At first, everything seemed normal until my father discovered money was missing, large amounts over several years. According to the records, David had been stealing from the company. My father planned to expose him, but before he could, he died in what police ruled an accident. My mother never believed it. She spent years quietly collecting evidence, bank records, witness statements, financial transfers. Everything was inside the box. Everything. I sat there for almost an hour, reading document after document, and the more I read, the more terrified I became. My mother wasn't protecting money. She was protecting evidence. Evidence against her own son. Suddenly, everything made sense. The break in, the phone calls, the text messages. David wasn't searching for an inheritance. He wasn't searching for cash. He was searching for proof, proof that could destroy him. A few days later, I confronted him. I expected denial, excuses, anger. Instead, he quietly looked at me and said, "Mom should have left the past alone." That's when I knew he wasn't denying it. He was admitting it. The woman I thought was confused wasn't confused at all. She knew exactly what she was doing. Even after her death, she protected me, and she made sure the truth survived. The key wasn't an inheritance. The woman I thought was confused wasn't confused at all. She knew exactly what she was doing. Even after her death, she protected me, and she made sure the truth survived. The key wasn't an inheritance, it was evidence, and that evidence changed my family forever. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for the next one, because sometimes the most dangerous secrets are hidden inside a family.